Barely 20 days to exit office. Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State has sworn in 4 new commissioners into his cabinet. The commissioners were screened by the State House of Assembly and got sworn in at the Executive Council chamber at the Government House at Abakaliki.
So, what's the implication of Governor Umahi's cabinet rejig amidst concerns on cost of governance, transparency, and even accountability? Well, those are the questions Nigerians are asking. And let's bring in now Isaac Obasi, who is a professor at the Department of Public Administration at the University of Abuja. And of course, he joins us tonight to really take a look at this. Thank you, Professor, for joining us on the program tonight. And we begin with the fact that Governor Dave Umahi has been in office for close to 8 years and barely 20 days to him leaving. He's swearing in 4 new commissioners with a charge. Using his words directly, he's charged them to leave a legacy. So the big question is, what sort of legacy are we expecting these commissioners to leave in less than 20 days?
Thank you for having me. It's an abnormal situation in governance. It's laughable. To start with, hello?
Go ahead, Professor.
He's talking. Okay, to start with, I may ask, is the position of a commissioner now casualized? Are you going to treat them as casual workers who are going to be paid on a daily basis? So I can't understand. What is it that is of emergency situation that warrant having this all of them, 4 of them, I think about 3 are SSA, and 1 is SA, thereabout, which means they're already close to the government in advisory capacity over the years. I don't know when they were appointed to start with anyway. But what it suggests is that there might be something, a scenario where we can say, okay, there's a motive for the appointment. The governor is not coming back. He has his protege as one who is succeeding him. So even if there is a vacancy, he should have waited in less than 2 weeks. You're appointing, swearing in 4 commissioners, charging them to leave legacy within the limited time. You ask the question, what would they be doing precisely when there's a transition committee trying to wind up the administration? And I don't know the motive. When I was thinking aloud, I said, okay, maybe he wants to catapult this guy somewhere for appointment to say, oh, in my CV, I'm a state commissioner. Therefore, you should get something better. Maybe perhaps if the person is being sent to the federal level, But I can't make any meaning for that appointment. I see it as very bizarre. And in Nigeria these days, many abnormal things are happening in our governance system. And our governors are becoming a little bit more of emperors who use discretion. They abuse their discretion, number 1. 2, they act with impunity, think nobody can challenge them. In normal administrative process, nobody can, in rational sense, defend those appointments.
Well, you know what they say, that governance really does not stop until the last day. That might be the wisdom behind Governor Dave Umahi's decision to swear in these 4 commissioners 20 days before handing over. And really, how long does it really take to hand over from one to the other?
I don't think that's an alibi for the appointment. He is not, governance is continuous, we know that. But he is not. He's not going to continue. His protege is going to take over. He can as well recommend these 4 men to be appointed as commissioners when he leaves office. That's the point that is being made. You can't defend it on accountability. You can't defend it on continuity. You can't defend it on integrity. You can't defend it on any rational criteria of administrative efficiency or effectiveness. So I don't know what they are going there to do. That's the question I'm asking. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to start learning the rope of being a commissioner in 2 weeks? Are you going to set up a what you can say is experimental situation for them to learn fast to become commissioner in 2 weeks? I don't know really what they're going to do. I think that's just to shower their image, to say, oh, I was a former commissioner. For how long that it is, it doesn't make sense to anybody.
I think the implications are both for the state on the economic front and what have you. What really, is wrong with this? What are the implications?
Well, what I can say right away is that, when things go wrong in government, others follow them. One person does something that is wrong. Some other people imitate them. You can't emulate this. You can only repeat a mistake that is made. The implication is not anything good in governance. They are not going to add any value. If they had any value to add, the governor in his wisdom would have discovered that long ago. I don't see this as anything that's going to have a good implication. I don't think it has any good implication.
Well, Professor, while you try to find the good in this appointment today, some will try to justify this appointment. So maybe he's setting them up for some sort of severance payout, But at the end of the day, we cannot heap all of this on the table of the governor. Remember, these are commissioners. They had to go through the State House of Assembly, of course, before they were sworn in by the governor. So, that even raises more questions with regards to, the State House of Assembly and their independence from the executive arm, and how strong or how weak really it shows our institutions. You are a professor of public administration. Talk to us about that in terms of this influence and the fact that it seems like it's only what the governor wants that happens in the state.
Thank you very much. I think that's one of the things that are happening in our governance system that we all speak against. Many state houses of assembly are in the pockets of the executive governors. It's not just in Ebonyi. Look at Ebonyi's history, what happened in the last 2 years. Impeach the speaker. The governor first changed his party. And when those who refused to move with him, they got impeached. I don't see this as adding any strength to our governance system. The houses of assembly have already been weakened, and they are going to be weakened more. It's one of the weak institutions in our country. The National Assembly that is going, is particularly Senate, is christened a rubber stamp Senate. And so if you look at what is happening all over, it's the same thing. Many of those in the houses of assembly are following the governor. Even those who won the election, opposing parties to a governor, they have just, like in Imo, for instance, they just changed the parties overnight. And so something is happening, and it has to be stopped. In the real sense, it has to be stopped. We cannot afford to have governors who are crossing the line with impunity, nobody checking them. In the states, they think as if nobody can stop them. They can be stopped. And the only unfortunate thing is that the constitutional amendment we expected that will empower the House of Assembly more did not succeed in that aspect. The governors never supported that aspect that will give them independence. So we are really suffering from that particular inability of the constitutional amendment to get through. The houses of assembly, they need to be empowered. And if that's where you need strong institution, it should start from there, because they are the representatives of the people.
Right.
They should be empowered to have independence, to be able to checkmate the excesses of the governor.
Very good place to leave it. How do you strengthen and ensure the independence of the legislature, whether at the federal or state levels? Professor Isaac Obasi, Department of Public Administration, University of Abuja, thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.